So today we're going to review how to identify integers. So what are integers? Integers are known as the set of whole numbers, and whole numbers are just like all those counting natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but they also include 0. So whole numbers include 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way up until infinity. Whole because it's a whole number. So if I were counting all of my oranges and one was cut in half, then I would only count the whole oranges. I'm not counting that part of an orange. And its opposites. So the opposite of 1 is -1. The opposite of 2 is -2. The opposite of 3 is -3. So just like that number line is like a mirror. So I can think about how here I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. -8. So I think that these are mirror images of each other. It's like my whole number line just unfolds, which is why 8 and -8, they're known as opposites, and they have the same absolute value. So the absolute value of 8 is 8. The absolute value of -8 is 8, because they are the same distance across the number line. We know that all integers are rational numbers because when I think about my circles, so on the very inside I have my natural numbers, my counting numbers, and then all of my natural numbers are whole numbers. The only difference between those two circles is the number 0. And then all of my whole numbers are integers, as well as all of the negative numbers too. And then my big circle on the outside are my rational numbers. So all of my integers are completely inside of the rational number circle. They don't overlap. This isn't a Venn diagram. All of my integers are rational numbers. So I can take any integer and write it as a fraction, which is what we've been doing throughout the year. I can take any number, write it as a fraction by doing what? By just putting it over 1. And so those rational numbers don't do that as nicely. Rational numbers are parts of numbers. So with this understanding that all integers are rational numbers, I know that some rational numbers are integers, because when I look at this big circle of rational numbers, some of them, a lot of them, are integers on the inside, but there's also a whole lot of rational numbers that are not integers. So here I have a list of some that are rational numbers and integers both. So like 300%. The reason that works is because 300% is actually the number 3. So yes, it is an integer because it's a whole number. Something like -18 over 3, that is the same as -6, which is an integer. It's like a whole integer. 2 over 1 is 2. 4.0 is just the number 4. 12 over 6. Remember that I can look at fractions as division, so I can say that 12 divided by 6 is the same as 2. 36 divided by 12 is the same as 3. 100% is the same as 1. All of those are just integers. They're whole numbers, or kind of that like negative whole number, so the opposite of whole numbers. Over here with these rational numbers, these are not integers. Things like 1.5 or 3/4, 15%, 2.7 or 2 7/10, 0.5 or 5/10. Something if I had like -20/3, right? That is still not an integer. It's an improper fraction, but it can't be simplified evenly. So because 3 doesn't evenly go into 20, then I know that it can't be simplified. It's going to be a mixed number. And so here, this improper fraction does work, because as an integer, because it can be divided evenly. So be careful of those little